In this video, I'm going to give you 12 tips on how to play Exoprimal better. For the first tip, I'm going to show you how to set which exosuit you start the game in. And you do this by going to the hangar and just right-clicking the exosuit that you want to start the game with. And it will have this yellow little icon or arrow at the top left corner. So for example, if we right-click Deadeye, it will select Deadeye for our exosuit of choice when we start our next match, which of course is the most default one. But you can pick Zephyr, Barrage, and so forth if you want to change which ones you start the game with. If you want to know what your character's abilities are and read more about them, it's actually best to go in a game or even into training and press F1, and you should see a screen that shows your active skills by pretty much every single skill that you can do, even your additional crafting skills that you get in this like specific match. And you can use this to figure out how your character works if you don't really understand how the abilities work, because you can't really read this information anywhere else other than here, as far as I know. This next tip is a great way to get extra experience without actually doing much. All you have to do is in your dinosaur survival, if you keep the mode set to random, you will get an optional 1.2 extra experience bonus, whereas if you just collect PvP or PvE, you do not get that experience bonus. If you go random, you will get extra experience, which is fantastic for leveling up quicker, which is very, very nice in this game. When you're fighting dinosaurs, you should always know that they have weak parts of their body that does an additional damage, and you'll know this because when you hit them in those spots, you should get yellow damage markers. Like for the Carnotaurus over here, it does yellow damage when you shoot it in the face, and it does a lot of damage. For Triceratops, you want to hit them in the feet and the underbelly. For Ankylosauruses, you want to hit them in the belly as well. So in general, you should always keep tabs on how much damage you're doing to the dinosaur in different parts of its body that you attack, because you want to kill it as fast as you can, because this is a race. This whole game is a race to who kills the stuff first before the other team. This game will often try to trick you into thinking you're doing the right thing, but if you're not focused on the actual objective, which is the focus at the top of your screen, which tells you how many of each type of dinosaur you need to kill in order to pass this objective, sometimes you might only need to kill 3 pteranodons, but you still have raptors in your way, and I see half of the time my whole team is only focused on killing raptors and nobody's touching the pteranodons, and we end up getting overtaken by the enemy team because we're not killing the right dinosaur. You can make your exosuits way stronger if you go to the hangar and you upgrade your modules and add modules to your exosuits. For example, I play Barrage a lot. You can see here his suit level is 15. We're going to go in there and we're going to go to this top bar over here where it says rigs and modules. You can see I already have 3 slotted in. These are things that change how your exosuit performs. There are class-specific ones that you unlock at various intervals depending on your exosuit's level. You can see here in the slot number 1, you get a blast enhancer option, which is unique to this exosuit. These other ones here that are just like white in color or white and gray are generic to every exosuit has them. But this red one and this red one over here are unique to Barrage in this case. And you can see here, this first one is upgraded 5 times, which increases my blast radius, and it also increases my ammo by 4. By default, I only have 6 bullets as a Barrage character, but with this module, we now have 10 bullets that we can shoot, which is a huge difference. Now, to unlock modules, you'll normally have to have a level requirement. Either your suit has to be high enough level, or these white ones, you require your player level to be high enough, right? But the colored ones are unique to your suit level, and I have just unlocked this one here that is a dodge upgrade. You do have to spend your big coin to unlock these, so I'm going to unlock this one, this flare dodge, upgrade it over here. Well, unlock it actually, equip it, and then you're going to upgrade it. You want to upgrade it up to level 5. Level 5 is, I believe, the maximum, and this is going to give you a huge increase. As you can see here, it's increasing the base explosive damage by 150%, increases the blast radius, and increases the chance of burning dinosaurs. If you didn't know, Barrage's dodge is actually assault or like offensive ability, which is great. Now, the game doesn't really tell you this, but the more you play it, the more you actually unlock. And this is not only story-based, which is shown in your database through the analysis map here as you fill this out after every single match you play. If you go here and I go to my home section, you can see here I've logged 24 battles. And obviously, if you do enough battles, you unlock a new cutscene. It progresses the story. You unlock new game modes, new dinosaurs. Like there was one game mode that we did that was PvP. The whole game mode was just PvP. It was really cool. And it involved us like fighting over points A, B, and C, and see who can like hold them the longest, and like, you know, while you're fighting enemy players the entire time. That's something you don't see often, but when it does happen and you start unlocking it and seeing it frequently, it's really cool. You just have to know that you have to progress the game to actually unlock more of the game. It doesn't really tell you that though. Another tip, which is mainly PvP focused, is that the cannon rig is actually really good for sniping at enemies because it does a ton of damage. If an enemy is like a weaker class and they're around half health, you can often kill them in one hit using that cannon rig from quite a far distance. The next tip has more to do with team configuration. I highly recommend your team always have a healer and a tank because trust me, in times where there are many dinosaurs, it is very easy to die if you don't have heals or if you don't have somebody taking all the aggression from the dinosaurs or even those big dinosaurs. This helps keep your team alive at all times, which means if your whole team's alive, it means you do more damage to the dinosaurs, which means you get ahead of the other team because you want to win. It's all about winning. Mostly, I mean, sort of. As you play the game and you level up, you will earn a currency called Bitcoin, located here at the top right. And in your career, you can see here your player level and your survival pass will always give you Bitcoin at certain levels. If I click here, you can see here what you unlock at each player level. For example, player level 5 gives you 1,000 Bitcoin. Player level 8, another 1,000 Bitcoin. Now, what you can spend your money on is mostly cosmetic items, right? You will need it also to unlock new exosuits, for example, like Nimbus, which is a support character which is unlocked at level 20, and you still have to buy it for 5,000 Bitcoin. The same goes for the tank Murasame, which is unlocked at level 30, this dude over here, the Samurai Katana tank. And lastly, the hardest one to get, Vigilant, the final assault exosuit, which is unlocked at level 40, which is more of a sniper kind of class. All of these will cost 5,000 Bitcoin to unlock once you are the right level. But within all of your exosuits, you can go to customization, you can go to exosuit skins, and you should be able to buy skins over here. You can see with these these circle icons here with the coins. Weapon skins are also an option. However, they are very limited in what you can actually get. Like, for example, there's only 3 here. You can buy decals, and you can also buy charms to customize your character too. But before you really go into cosmetics, I highly recommend you focus on your modules first so that you actually get your character or your exosuit to perform at its best, because it feels much better when you actually have all those increases that actually help you do more damage and find yourself at the top of the scoreboards more frequently, which helps you win as a team. For my next tip, I'm going to show you how to progress your objectives, and you can see here there is always a counter of how many people are near the objective and progressing it. Now, every objective that is based like this, that has a square for you to stand in, does require a majority of your team to be in there to progress faster. Like, as you can see here, I went out the zone, and what this means is that that thing is going to move slower or the bar is going to progress slower. You want to be fast, at least in that yellow section at all times, so don't always leave the objective behind to go fight dinosaurs. Most of the time when there's something you should stand in like this, your body standing in there makes more progress than you not standing there. So be aware of that. Now, for my final tip, I want to talk about your craftable item that is your left control. This one over here tells you how many you're allowed to have. In this case, this turret, I'm only allowed to have 2 of them. How do you get these? Well, the answer is quite simple. These yellow things, these like cards that you see with the icon above there with the turret icon, these are actually what they do. These are your craftable things that you unlock. If you pick that up, that means you are gaining access to using one as a craftable. If you're not able to pick one up, it means you already have the maximum amount. Like for the turrets right now, I have 2 out of 2. And those are all my tips for Exoprimal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.